With its interdisciplinary approach to a holistic education and pioneering research programs aimed at solving real-world problems, Bengaluru-based Alliance University ranks among India's leading private universities that is calling out for scholars, engineers, artists, entrepreneurs, and also social reformers, and at the same time trying to create a huge community of lifelong learners. And here's how.
With its 60-acre campus surrounded by lush greenery, the Bengaluru-based Alliance University campus is a sight to see. With its world-class facilities and state-of-art infrastructure, the university prides itself on providing a holistic education of international standards that's rooted in rich Indian values. But seeing is believing, they say, so we visited the Alliance University campus ourselves and met with the academic masterminds who are redefining the future one student at a time.
Today we have the privilege of speaking to Mr. Abhay Chebi, the Pro-Chancellor of Alliance University. In fact, he's also one of the youngest Pro-Chancellors in India, a recipient of 40 Under 40 award presented by BM Education for reimagining new age education and also promoting Alliance education. Well, thank you for speaking to Times Network. My first question to you is, in your perspective, what do you think are the blatant vulnerabilities in today's education ecosystem?
Sure. When we look at Indian ecosystem or the educational ecosystem, it's quite vast. Let me talk about the segment that I am in higher education, and there exists a plethora of vulnerabilities. The first and foremost is access to quality education and equity that is built into it. When we talk about access to education, students, even today, in rural areas do not have access to quality infrastructure and quality faculty. When it comes to technology, we might be boasting of the speed of the internet, but there are areas where we do not have access to basic internet. That leaves a great divide. That's number one. Now, if someone do get an access to it, there comes a second challenge with respect to trained human resources, trained teachers and faculty. The next aspect as a challenge is this skill gap that we see. So this gap has to be bridged by a collaboration between academia and industry, which is meaningful. The next vulnerability is there is no required focus on research and research mindset as well as innovation. To give you an example, we did this experiment, and today through our Incubation and Innovation Center, we've got 26 projects, out of which 9 have converted into a startup, and our MSME funded Incubation Center is willing to take this to the next level. This is required across the board. Last but not the least is, suppose we do all of it, we still do it in an environment where we look at the nation alone. Globalization and global mobility, international mobility, is often wrongly perceived. I'll give you an example. I'm talking about the vulnerabilities. Think about this. I met a fellow passenger on my way to Bangalore. He was traveling from Bangkok. He lives in London. He works for a Russian company. He's educated himself in US and in India and stays in Koramangala and has picked up Kannada language. This is today's world. If we don't look at international mobility two-way and give them that kind of an exposure, we are ill-equipping our generation and the future generation to be ready for this globalized world. So I think vulnerabilities exist at every spectrum of this.
Okay. So, also moving on to the next question, I'm going to ask you about the university's mission and strategic vision. How do you exactly characterize this? And also, if you could list out some of the inherent advantages of, the Alliance University education.
Well, Alliance University is on a mission to create lifelong learners. Let me retract and talk about our vision. Alliance Education, which celebrates 25 years plus of its excellence in the space of higher education, has a single vision for the longest time, that is to transform lives of individuals, catalytically through teaching and learning, through research, through focus on innovation, and also that of the society. And we are doing that through various methods that we have over these 25 years of Alliance education as a philosophy built. Let me start with our very important stakeholders. Of course, our students are our primary and important stakeholders, but the ones who mold students like beautiful artifacts are our faculty. At Alliance University, we do take pride that almost about 35 to 40% are international educated. By that I mean at least one degree of theirs is from a foreign university. Number two, about 80+% of faculty have PhDs, and it means a lot to have that research mindset when you go do lectures. Third, at Alliance University, we have a sense of culture that is built in. That's based on our values. There is a great amount of respect that we give to all stakeholders, and this respect generates the kind of empathy that is required. And look around, you're amongst the greeneries, you've got no tall rise buildings. This is an environment where students spend a life that is away from their home. They find a home here. And this collaborative learning, collaborative, competitive spirit that is built on makes Alliance truly magical.
Also, if you compare it especially to the global counterparts, right? How do you see the higher education in India faring? And also, are we already on the cusp of education revolution here in the country?
Higher education has come a long way in India, as how I have seen. The sea change in higher education is led to the technological advancements. Of course, educational policies that we talk about. There is a good amount of brain that is coming back to India and stating as to why not change at a grassroots level. But there is still a gap. I spoke about skill gap. That alone is so much that it cannot be filled immediately. If we adapt technology with the advent of Gen AI, personalized learning is something that we can truly achieve and bridge the gap. So this is an effort in the skill gap. Research, on the other hand, we're improving. Alliance alone in the last 1 year have output of about 600 plus research papers, and that's fabulous. But not just about Alliance, as a country, have we done enough in the area of quality research? Hardly. But if we do this, trust me, that's when we can say that higher education is at the cusp of change here in India. The third, and not to forget, globalization. We shouldn't remain as a service economy anymore. We should get to a stage where R&D can transform our industries and the jobs and the likes of it.
True. In fact, instilling students with the intellectual courage to think beyond the boundaries of their chosen specialization is a challenge. Now, how does, Alliance University try and navigate through this particular challenge?
This is a very important question. I think there is one fundamental driver in the change, in the way in which universities or education in general is changing. That is the demand from the outside world. Today, there is a great need for students for universities and the education system to move from a discipline focus to a multidisciplinary focused or even a transdisciplinary focus. That means we have to package a student's learning where he learns the core domain, he learns the ancillary life skills, digital skills, language skills, communication skills, but he also has to follow his passion, right? But all of this without losing focus on subjects such as Constitution of India, something on sustainability. If they don't get to know this, they will never be able to get into the world and ever make a change. If we involve corporates, like we have 100+ mentors, as I mentioned. We have people in the board of studies or the academic council who are doers, movers and shakers. We listen to them very carefully and in the boundaries of what are academic, because we all don different hats. Yes. We make these changes.
With this, we have come to the close. Thank you for speaking to Times Network, Mr. Abhay Chebi.
Thank you very much.
It's time for a short break, but a special feature on Alliance University driving next-gen educational innovation will continue on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You are watching Alliance University driving next-gen educational innovation. Alliance University is garnering global attention through its portfolio of international programs. Its MBA program in particular is equipping India's future-ready managers to perform on the world stage. We have with us Dr. Ray Titus, who's a Pro-Vice Chancellor of Alliance University. Thank you for speaking to Times Network. My first question to you is to do with the MBA programs. If you could tell us more about this particular program, and also how do you assess the entrepreneurial zeal of the students, and how do you nurture that here on the campus?
Our program consists of what are called horizontals and verticals. So horizontals consists of areas that have got courses that all students take. Why? Because these courses deliver on skill sets that are pretty generic. And then students get to pick the verticals. They're major verticals and minor verticals. Major verticals, their choices are going to be based on what career paths are they going to chart, when they graduate from the MBA program. So we're not just graduating them with skill sets for their first job. We're also equipping them with skill sets that will help them or aid them when they take their second and their third and their fourth job. The skill sets that they derive are skill sets that they wield in becoming entrepreneurs. That journey is supported by the Incubation and Innovation Center at the university.
I would like to talk about how especially students of Indian origin, they fare really well on the global map in terms of their technical skills.
Right.
But what really about the soft or for that matter, managerial skills?
Though I think it's a myth that India only delivers on technical skill sets. Look at global leaders today. You talk about tech companies, non-tech companies today, they're run by Indians. Now there are two critical components to our program. One is what is called the learning experience, and the other one is called the campus experience. Both of these experiences are developing the personality. So that's what we do at Alliance.
Well, thank you for this interesting conversation, Dr. Ray.
Alliance University is renowned for its top-ranked academic programs, which include the Alliance College of Engineering and Design, the Alliance Ascent College, the Alliance School of Liberal Arts, and the nationally ranked Alliance School of Business, along with the Alliance School of Law.
Joining us here at Times Network is a very special guest, Dr. Mukul Saxena from Alliance University. He is a professor and director, Center of Excellence, Public Policy, Sustainability, and ESG Research. Well, thank you for speaking to Times Network. My first question to you is the art of giving back. Well, that is something that we have seen especially at usually a very later stage. But here, with students of Alliance University, that's something that we have witnessed. Now, what do you exactly attribute this to?
I always say it comes whenever a student who leaves as an alumni, who has a sense of pride, and also the learnings of the environment, of what he has learned in the institution, he's able to use it, put it to good use. So I think, and that's the way we curate. We fine-tune the students right from skills. We open up the choice of, after the fifth semester, for them to look at specialization. We offer 5 specializations. But we also help students take up ability enhancement courses. And similarly goes the LLM. LLM gives a greater departure. because LLM we have opened up most of the progressive specializations, law, justice, and climate change.
Also, if you could tell about, the university's curriculum in terms of ESG and the equity, diversity, inclusion. Now, how are all these, inculcated right inside the curriculum, and how is it equipping the students to become more socially responsible?
We were ranked as #1 university in the National Sustainability Impact Institutional Ranking by the Government of India. And that really becomes the core value and mission of our university. At the curriculum design itself, we are looking at least one unit. So we have 5 units, we have 1 unit which will purely look at sustainability component and pick up either 1 or 2 of the SDG goals. That's how we at Alliance are looking at it.
Well, thank you for speaking to Times Network. That was really an insightful conversation. Thank you, Dr. Mukul Saxena.
Alliance University is perceived as a deeply cosmopolitan university attracting students and faculty from all parts of the world. With its 300-plus faculty focused on curating a forward-looking and contemporary curriculum, Alliance University is constantly iterating on the learning process through the use of domestic and international use cases, real-life simulations, renowned guest lecturers, individual and group assignments, and offering students first-hand exposure to projects in the field.
We have Dr. Anirudh Sridhar, who's the Dean of Thought Leadership here at Alliance University. Thank you for speaking to us. My first question to you is, we have seen a range of programs at the Alliance University which give students an international exposure. If you can list out these kind of programs and what gives an edge to these students on the global platform.
I'd like to focus in on the program called the Global Leaders Alliance, which began about 3 years ago now. Basically, what it does is it gives students a unique opportunity to get an Ivy League education whilst in Bangalore. So the entire faculty is staffed with people from Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard, and Yale. And these faculty come in and they give the students sort of like a very rich multidisciplinary set of courses.
Okay, well, what we have noticed with Alliance University is the in-depth interdisciplinary approach to teaching. If you can also throw us more light on how students can make it, use it to the full potential.
One of the things that we wanted to make sure when we began our School of Liberal Arts is to make sure that there's a guiding philosophy for its interdisciplinarity. It's not just, it's not just the sort of buffet style of academics where you just sample different things, right? There's got to be a sort of overarching logic and reason why this is going on. And we came up with another term called transdisciplinarity. What this means is basically not interdisciplinarity for its own sake, but looking, instead of academia, looking at problems in the world that we have, plaguing the 21st century, whether it be data protection and privacy, or let's say, pathogens, viruses, pandemics, or climate change. All of these issues tend to not be unidimensional, and they require a sort of vast array of experts and technicians. And what we train students for in Alliance is the ability to be able to approach one issue from a variety of different perspectives.
Well, thank you so much for all this insightful conversation with us.
Alliance University enjoys the best of both worlds. While it is located in the hustle and bustle of the burgeoning metropolis of Bengaluru, its expansive lush green campus is blissfully detached from it. Its state-of-the-art facilities, including cutting-edge laboratories and innovative learning spaces, underscore the university's commitment to providing students with new-age, top-notch resources for education and research. And with its international visiting faculty exchange programs with leading universities across the US, UK and European Union, and associations with research labs across the world, Alliance University weighed in on how the university is going global.
We are joined in by Dr. Reba Kora, Professor and Dean of Alliance College of Engineering and Design. Thank you for speaking to us. My first question to you is to talk about the current job market. Now, how exactly are you equipping your students?
In Alliance College of Engineering and Design, we see to that the students are trained in such a way that they are readily employable. So the most sought after skill, I would say that it is the problem solving skills. Actually, we work on a very unique problem solving strategy called design thinking. So you know that design thinking is a human centric approach to any kind of problem solving.
Right now the buzzword is Industry 4.0. Now, how exactly, if you can list out certain research programs of Alliance University or any other initiatives that are equipping the students to be industry ready tomorrow?
We nurture research from the undergrad level. So some of the prominent research is happening. I can say that in aerospace engineering, yes, we have two kinds of research. One is on avionics. So you have the flight simulator here. Lot of flight dynamics and control researches are happening. We also have Apple Lab. This is an authorized training center of Apple, where our faculty and students, they develop iOS applications. Similarly, if we have, there is one thing called 3D printing, which is very prominent, prominent in Industry 4.0.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for this wonderful conversation. We bring you 360-degree perspective on Alliance University, from staff to administration. Have a look.
We as an institution are deeply committed to social responsibility and making a tangible difference in society. Many initiatives have been taken for the welfare of communities around the university and the state of Karnataka, where we have adopted certain villages, schools, and students in the past. One of the ongoing initiatives is the Alliance Vidya Spandana, providing free education to meritorious students belonging to the marginalized communities in Karnataka. We know that a progressive society must ensure that every child, regardless of their socio-economic background, has equal opportunity to learn, grow, and contribute to society. This is our commitment to creating a more equitable world, one child at a time.
Came through this Alliance University, and I came here, I visited the campus, the evergreen campus, the infrastructure, the faculties, mainly the foreign faculties, their workshop, their sessions. So yeah, that is how I came into Alliance.
Alliance University is such a pioneer in the sort of courses that it has, and our curriculum is made in collaboration with industry experts, and it is continuously added on to with newer trends and technologies, so that we as Alliance University students always have a step ahead as compared to all of the other students of the rest of the colleges.
With its 30,000 plus alumni across the globe, many cite the Alliance universities teaching excellence and industry-relevant curriculum and corporate membership as game changers in their personal and professional development.
And with that, our special feature on Alliance University driving next-gen educational innovation comes to a close. I'm Shrija MS signing off. Thanks for watching.